Good morning and welcome to the Big C Invitational, week 3. I'm a little late on the upload this week. It's quite a busy week, so I apologize to all the hungry fans out there. But we do have some great games. It's going to be a ton of fun. Week 3 is when we start to see a little bit of striation between the players of some have a time to pull away in the rankings, and we'll see if they do that today. Right now we have Billy versus August. An age-old rivalry. Billy with the baton pass strategy. Let's see if August has an answer to it. Starting with the Ninjask, of course. Smeargle coming in just as cheesy. And that fake out crit doing a lot of damage. But it just doesn't get the speed. Protecting to stall those leftovers again. And it seems like August is just trying to wear this thing down with priority. Can extreme speed break a sub though? Oh, and the whirlwind baiting out. Billy bringing the Articuno though. Going to bring in Chansey. Toxic is a smart move, does add the pressure. But Chansey doesn't care too much about that, can just switch out for the natural cure. Skarmory blocking the Toxic. Probably getting a free layer of spikes down here. Inviting in the Kingdra. Kingdra, if it sets up rain, Skarmory doesn't want to be in for this. Roaring it out. And Slowbro with the rain actually will still hit the Skarmory quite hard. Actually doing 45%. Roar just stacking up more chip damage. And Kingdra does not have leftovers. What could I have? Mystic Water maybe? Skarmory Protect. Stalling out the rain turns. August clicking Rain Dance again. Wait, that's a second Rain Dance in a row. Oh, yeah, what is he cooking there? Is he the RNG manipulation? So I'm getting another layer of spikes down, and I guess it was an RNG manip. Getting the surf crit. What is this guy cooking? Rain is gone now. Ninjask is back on the field. 2 layers of spikes down. Makes that switching quite annoying. Substitute going up. Do we see the baton pass straight away, or is the Ninja just going to attack? Yeah, smart play. We see that Smeargle already has Whirlwind. You see it right there. Cannot set up this Ninja until this Smeargle is done, but Smeargle is getting quite low. And we see Spiked as the last move from Smeargle. Toxic does put the Smeargle on a timer, but not before getting 2 layers of spikes. And Closer can come in and possibly just rapid spin these away, but Thunderbolt can do a lot here. And we see that from Porygon too, and Closer can come back in once more on these spikes, or this time right here is going to get the rapid spin off, and oh, Billy going for the Toxic. That's a worthwhile trade for August. Getting the spikes, Billy doesn't have a spiker alive anymore, so and really committing to this Rain Dance strategy. Will we see him click it again on Kingdra? Surf does do a lot to Porygon 2 here. Might need to just... Oh, that's a big Toxic miss. Might be able to stall it with Articuno if that were to happen. Or with Ninjask. Bring the Ninjask in. Protect to get some of that leftovers chip back, and you just need to stall out this rain. We do know he has a... What is it in the back? Oh, Aerodactyl coming in. So the Polyrath in the back actually can switch into Kingja quite easily, especially with double speed. Protecting for a little bit of extra chip healing and Whirlwind from the Aerodactyl, so August had a backup plan. This Ninjask is not going to really get much done here. Articuno does threaten with an Ice Beam, but it's probably just going to get Whirlwind out. Bringing Ninjask back in. The Protect does he just straight up attack at this point? Ooh, the substitute on the Protect turn. Nice read. That's the thing about Ninjask is it's really good at doing one thing, and so you often see it only do that one thing. Double Edge doing a decent amount there. We know that's not choice span, so that's still decent damage. Wow, interesting to see Double Edge 2 KOs without a choice band on a Marowak. See, does he have rock coverage here? Looks like he does not. Double Edge still doing a sizable portion. And ability learning, you cannot use status moves through a substitute. Ability learning again that you cannot use status moves through a substitute. These guys love clicking moves two times in a row. This Billy has the Polyrath here. You know this guy likes his belly jump Polyrath, but this Polyrath live. Ooh, hidden power flying. Ensuring that Polyrath cannot set up or do anything else, and that should be game over from now on. Dactyl outspeeding and hidden power flying will kill both. Ninjask does outspeed, but yeah, as you see, cannot do anything there. Hoping for the luckiest of crits and Silver One boosts. And good game. Good game to August. Nice job formulating a plan against the Baton Pass strategy. Moving on, we have Adam against Team Garf, or Justin. And Two Spoons making an appearance quite early against the Metagross. Not the matchup you want. Switching out the Miltank. Ooh, an Agility Metagross. This thing is quite scary. Adam calling out the miss with the Focus Punch. That's a brave move for sure, and it paid off. Justin returning with a Meteor Mash crit. Adam learning that you cannot Toxic a Steel type. Meteor Mash is going to take this thing down. Must not have had Earthquake on that. Registeel comes in and can take a lot of what Metagross does pretty easily. Except for that Earthquake. It's doing a lot of damage. Nice Thunder Wave. But, ooh, the paralysis. Yeah, the paralysis is cured by the Lumberry. We might be able to predict that with the no leftovers healing. And Tyranitar comes in and it's going to drop to 2 hits. Surprised that first Meteor Rush did not kill. Surely will drop here. Justin choosing to use the 100% accurate move. Smart. Gyarados coming in. Should be able to take a Meteor Mash. Or Rock Slide. It's doing quite a lot. But Surf does take it out, and Adam has stemmed the bleeding, but there's too much damage been done. Delectabuzz definitely going to outspeed and threaten this Gyarados. Does Adam have a good switch in? He does not, opting to sack the Gyarados to regain tempo. Alakazam coming back in. Can possibly get something done with some Calm Mind boosts here. Psychic Will to a KO. So will Thunderbolt. I guess the question from now on becomes, does Justin have an answer for this Alakazam? How far can Adam stretch this Alakazam? Melodic comes in, and that's a solid answer. Alakazam does have Recover. Let's see if he clicks it here. Hidden Power, Grass or Electric. And dropping to a Surf. What does Adam have in his back pocket here. Metacham. If any Pokemon can last them on sweep, Metacham is not a bad option here. Substituting down. We see it does not. It's not running the Salic Berry set. We see the Leftovers Recovery. Wouldn't make sense with the Sandstorm anyways. Adam possibly just getting down to use Reversal. Looking for Shadow Ball instead. Yeah, just gotta get this damage down. Oh, and that Surf is doing a lot more than I thought. Alright, good game to Team Garf. Garfield moving on to, I believe, 3-0 now. Moving on, we have Jack versus Zach. Zach has really been going through the gauntlet. Has hit possibly 3 front runners, all right in the row in the beginning in Oscar, Justin, and then Jack. Back to back to back. Let's see if anything changes this time. Starting with the Og trio. Ooh, and that is a horrible lead matchup. Yeah, Hidden Power Flying just going to take out that Heracross. Jack studying the game. Swampert can deal with it though, and we see a Hydro Pump. It must be a specially defensive Hariyama. Means Earthquake should do a decent amount more. Ice Beam doing absolutely nothing. Possibly indicating Thick Fat as well. Valuable knockoff there on the Swampert. Swampert with no healing outside of Leftovers. Glalie comes in. Not super threatened by anything Swampert does. Just gonna lay down spikes in his face. These spikes are really gonna rack up damage on the Swampert if he has to come back in. What's he coming in? Can Blissey threaten? Sometimes can carry Fire Blast or Flamethrower. Ice Beam doing absolutely nothing. Predicting the Dugtrio switch in. Alright, Explosion is going to bring it down and make for an easy follow-up by anything. If Blissey switches out, it cannot come back in, so anything that outspeeds is fine. Doesn't even have to walk into Dugtrio there. And here we see that is permanent chip damage. Hariyama can come in on the Ice Beam. Man, this looks to be a almost purely defensive Hariyama. See how much this Focus Punch does. Even with no offensive investment, Focus Punch does do a lot. Yeah, 40%. Looks to be fairly invested. Ice Beam definitely not going to break the substitute. Finally breaks it, but Swampert will go down to this Focus Punch. Crit for good measure. And Zach's main core is eaten through. Houndoom not going to be able to take this thing out. Crunch is resisted, and Fire Blast might as well be resisted. Doesn't appear to have a move besides knockoff to do damage, so can be dueled by a lot of things. Substitute on the Whirlwind. Jolteon is in though. Jolteon might be able to take this out with a Thunderbolt, with that lowered special defense. And we see it right there. Not much Hariyama can do at that point. It's done its job. And a Dugtrio coming in. Jolteon does outspeed and can Baton Pass out. Ooh, using Endure. And Roar. Well, that was brave. Raikou coming in. Jolteon actually wins this 1v1. Thunder Wave, not a bad move onto the Raikou there, but Thunderbolt will to a KO. Weezing might just explode. Yeah, there we go. Jolteon was the biggest threat left on Zach's team, and now Raikou can 1v1 everything else. Ice Beam is quite threatening here. And that is a slow Jinx. Or actually, Flygon does just have speed. And cleaning up the Flygon. Flygon sweep. Congratulations to Jack, needing another win after that hard loss to Kevin last week. Moving on, we have Liam against Dean. Both newcomers to this season. Both getting a really strong win in the second week as well. So, interested to see how these guys continue to improve. Let's go here. Liam starting off with the Rhydon into the Zapdos. This is a good lead matchup. Hidden Power Grass would do a lot, but I don't think it would KO. Yes, scouting for the Hidden Power, smart move. Fortress can come in. Not super threatened by anything the Zapdos can do. And agility, maybe gonna pass this agility to something. Fortress is getting his spikes. Never see the baton pass into the Arcanine. That will threaten the Fortress. Let's get the second layer of spikes down. Flamethrower or Fire Blast might just kill here. Rhydon coming back in. And the Howl. Possibly meaning a purely offensive, or physically offensive Arcanine. Rockslide doing a ton though to this Umbreon. Not quite a 2-hit KO, especially with the Charm. Possibly giving it just enough time to wish back up right here. Actually, will it even? I think Rockslide still 2 hits from that. Love, let's see if it has Protect. Charm, will Charm lower enough to live on a sliver? And it does. There we go. Umbreon can probably just click Wish again right here. Allow an entry point into this Tentacruel. Tentacruel does not care at all about its attack being lowered. Unbothered. And cannot be poisoned by the Synchronize. So Tentacruel is quite a good matchup into this Umbreon here. Putting on a timer unless the Umbreon has Heal Bell. We see the Charm. Fortress is going to be very content with just getting a third layer of spikes down. See Zapdos coming back in. Tentacle on the Zapdos. Liam does not have a great answer. Doesn't appear he has any specially defensive Pokemon there. Especially defensive Fortress can take a decent amount of hits from the Zapdos, and you don't really need the physical defense on such a tanky Pokemon. But Tentacle is also not a bad answer to most things, except for Zapdos. Do we see an turn 1 explosion on the Electrode? We do not. Charm lowering the threat of that explosion. But Electrode can just keep putting up Thunderbolts here. Bringing in Tentacruel actually, getting that chip healing. If he can get this Tentacruel back up, won't be that bad. Starmie coming in though. He's going to be healed up by this Wish. Can definitely take that serve. And Starmie actually could threaten this Tentacle super effectively as well. So both of Dean's main special attackers actually threaten Liam's one special wall quite effectively. Leaf Blade doing a lot though. I will Ice Beam take it out. Lives on 1 HP. Now this Overgrow. Leaf Blade is going to do a lot. Arcanine coming in. Let's see how much this does. Not actually less than I thought. But with the Spikes chip, it is significant. Extreme Speed will take it out. This Rhydon can come in for free against this Arcanine. Amazing physical bulk, and we know that thing is pure physical. Umbreon getting sacrificed to regain tempo for Dean. What do we see coming in here? Quillfish is in. Endure, possibly trying to proc Salic Berry. Earthquake. Septus is immune to the earthquake. I see an explosion right here. Yeah, there we go. Septus does not want to be sitting on Fortress. It seems like that is quite scary, and what a smart play, bringing the Electrode on the Quillfish. Endure. Ooh, and the Paralysis. I'll pause real quick here. After looking at the calculator, this Paralysis was quite important, actually. Quillfish with +1 speed does actually outspeed Electrode. So the Paralysis cutting the speed of the Quillfish, that 10% chance, very fortunate for Liam there. Not sure if Quillfish could have gotten enough done after, but fortunate or unfortunate for Dean regardless. Electro's just going to drop it. Charizard is in. Liam opting for Thunder Wave over Thunderbolt. And sacrificing his Electrode in the process. Bringing in the Dragonite, and this thing is set up for a sweep, getting a 1 Dragon Dance. Can live 1 more. Can possibly get a 2nd Dragon Dance. Is scared about the crit though. 1 in 16 chance to lose here. And Dean does not roll it. And we see a Hidden Power, looks to be Hidden Power Rock. Arcanine coming in, getting a 1 Intimidate drop. It will not be enough. Hidden Power Rock will take this thing out. And can live the extreme speed. Expertly navigated from Liam. Identified who he could set up Dragonite on and how much HP he needed. And should be able to take out this Starmie quite easily right here. Congratulations, Liam, for a great game. Well fought, Dean. We saw those spikes were just doing a ton there. Dean did have a Rapid Spinner. We didn't see the Starmie set. Could have had a Rapid Spin in the back. Moving on to our final matchup. Oscar versus Kevin. Kevin coming off a pretty big win last week against the former champion, Jack, handing him his 2nd loss ever. We'll see if Kevin can carry that momentum into this week. Gardevoir versus Scissor lead matchup. Fire Punch from Gardevoir does do a lot here, but probably does not want to take that trade. I see the Steel Wing, predicting the Regirock coming in maybe. And Donphan comes in. Donphan does win this 1v1 against Regirock with that ground typing. Very solid Pokemon. We see the Earthquake coming down, Regirock. What can Regirock do to answer? Thunder Wave does not affect ground types, folks. Regi's coming in. Doesn't necessarily want to take this Earthquake. It does do a lot of damage there, but this one can actually threaten with an Ice Beam. And we see it inviting back in that Scizor, but still doing a lot of damage. 30%. What else do here? Switches out to his other Physical Wall Steelix. And that can take the Steel Wing quite easily. Kevin scouting out with Protect. Oscar predicting the Donphan switch in with the Toxic. Is he Toxic again? And he does. Celebi can heal that off though. Still applying pressure. Regi's coming in. Celebi missing the Leech Seed. That is unfortunate. Doesn't want to stay in against the Regi's too long anyways. Yeah, we see the switch out. And this Scizor is getting worn down a little bit. Ooh, and the massive crit. And Kevin is kind of coming up tails here a few times. Great damage down the Regice, but drops the Thunderbolt. Regice is quite low here. We see a rest. Bring him back up. But Snorlax can possibly just set up in front of this Regice. A few curse boosts and it's over. Steelix coming in. Steelix does get Roar. Kevin opting for Brick Break. Looks to be a mostly just offensive Snorlax. We've seen this before. Leech Seed on the Steelix. And Earthquake. Oscar does not want his next Pokemon to be Leech Seeded. Need a little more chip down on the Celebi before it pops out. We see Regice coming back in. Can take that Psychic quite easily. And now Celebi takes a lot of damage from this Toxic. He's getting worn down. We see forced to switch. Regice burning a Sleep Turn. Probably switching back out here. Steelix coming in. Does not take much from Brick Break at all. Ooh, and missing the Toxic. Going to give Kevin a little bit of breathing room. There's a quick Leech Seed straight up here. And another miss. I mean, Kevin is getting quite unlucky here with these misses this game. Snorlax comes in though. And the double switch out immediately. What does Gardevoir have up its pocket? Will-O-Wisp. And that Snorlax is neutered. I'm assuming that is off. And the Body Slap still doing a pretty good amount. I'm assuming that Snorlax has another attack as its last option, possibly Shadow Ball. Possibly self-destruct. Regice. Sleep turns should be about up. One more. Regice can wake up now and heal back up or lay down an Ice Beam. We'll see what he opts for. Ice Beam, I think that is a good move here. I mean, that is doing a lot of damage to that Celebi. Must be physically defensive or specially invested. Snorlax coming in though. Does not fare super well against this Regice with that burn. Regice is healing back up here. Unfortunate crit again. I see Brick Break doing only 22%. Regice can rest up right here pretty freely. And there we see it. Ooh, a last move Arrest on the Snorlax. That helps a lot. We know it does not have Sleep Talk, so Salamence will get a free turn here. Or a free entry point, I guess. Hidden Power Flying is quite threatening. And there we see it too. AK on the Vaporeon can just click this again. Nothing wants to come in on the Hidden Power Flying. Possibly Donphan. Vaporeon goes down. Typhlosion is in. Because of Hidden Power Ice. Regirock used as the sacrificial pawn. Hidden Power. I wonder what Hidden Power that is. Typically on Typhlosion, you would run Hidden Power Ice or Grass. It's probably Hidden Power Ice to hit the Salamence. Explosion takes one with it. Better trade than Oscar should have been able to hope for. We see Hidden Power Ice here. Regice can take that pretty easily. Oscar is reading Kevin like a book. Steelix, Oscar decides he doesn't need it. Fire Blast is going to take it out. Does Oscar have a good answer to the Typhlosion? Gardevoir might be able to take one. Typhlosion is quite threatening here. Opts to switch it out instead into Snorlax. Snorlax does have good special defense. But Snorlax does have, after this, one more Sleep Turn needs to burn. Breloom can set up a substitute or a free Focus Punch here. Bringing in the Donphan. Doing a ton there. And I believe Rest does not count as count towards sleep clause. So Breloom could have put this Donphan to sleep there with a Spore. Seems a little counterintuitive. They already have a Pokemon asleep, but it's because they put it in there themselves. And Hidden Power Flying, anytime the Salamence gets an entry point, this Hidden Power Flying does so much. And Kevin has to bring in this Typhlosion, but Oscar seems to have enough minions left that can just take him out. Ray just can't do too much here. Lives one, but it's asleep. Typhlosion is getting lowish on Fire Blasts. If you can stall it enough Fire Blasts, then Regice can straight 1v1. Not opting for that strategy. Breloom coming back in. Breloom does get outsped here, but Mach Punch doing a solid amount. Unfortunate Fire Blast. Miss from Kevin. One more shot at it, and can put it into Blaze range. Ooh, and the crit. Kevin did get quite unlucky here. And Breloom wins this 1v1. A choice band Breloom, maybe? Locked into Mach Punch, it appears to be so. Well, slowly but surely, wear down this Donphan. Good game from Oscar. Unfortunate game from Kevin. Excuse me. They're not played too terribly, but definitely got quite unlucky there at the end. Needed Typhlosion there to deal with the Salamence, and just needed Fire Blast to connect enough. We only had 4 left, so just needed one of those to hit on Breloom and maybe 2 on the Gardevoir. But a close game nonetheless. Congratulations to Oscar. Let's take a look at the standings. We have Justin taking sole possession of first place with 3-0, and a really solid season differential. August, Oscar, Liam, and Jack, all with 2 wins as well, right behind. They're placed just because of the season differential. Billy through Dean, so Billy, Kevin, Adam, and Dean all sitting at 1 win. Definitely within striking distance. It is a short season, so each win does mean a lot, but things can swing fast, especially when the field is so tight together. Zach's still struggling to get his first win, sitting at 0-3. Like I said before, did have quite a tough schedule. Hopefully his schedule starting this week will be a little bit easier. I've got some of the heavy hitters out of the way. Speaking of, let's take a look at next week's schedule. We have Billy versus Oscar. Both those guys fighting to stay in that upper echelon. Liam and August. That should be a fun matchup to watch. Let's see what Augie has up his sleeve. What kind of cheese strategies. Justin and Jack. Now that is the big one. These are probably the 2 front runners for the crown right now, getting a first crack at each other. Will Jack be able to give Justin his first loss, or will Justin continue his reign of terror? Zach and Dean. Should be a much easier round for Zach this time, but Dean is no slouch. He has been picking it up, so let's see how these players look. And then Adam and Kevin. That should be a fun one. Alright guys, I will catch you later. Thank you for joining me for the week 3 games of the Big C Invitational. Later.